to shift into full gear now with the Need for Speed shift?
Absolutely, yeah. We've been having a lot of fun with this one. Slightly Mad Studios bringing to life really a Need for Speed revival in an authentic racing game like none other.
Why did you choose to go with Slightly Mad Studios? Or they were called Blimey back when you originally showed.
Yeah, well, Blimey was certainly under another publisher and became an external developer of ours, and just through another measure of incidences, rebranded as Slightly Mad Studios.
And why did you choose to go with them?
Well, they really had a pedigree in simulation racing games. They had the technology that we saw in some of their other works that they've been building for a few years, really a really great next-gen engine for authentic racing, and paired with their passion for the motorsport and that technology and understanding they had the ability to produce top-rated games was kind of just an easy choice. Their interest in working with us is luck for us to have them on board helping bring Shift to life.
Feels like really a dramatic transition for the series with this edition. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, and rightfully so. I mean, just something that had been in discussion for many years. These things do take time to work through a system with a franchise as large as Need for Speed to really understand what the customer base, the community is interested in, to really start to move an organization towards catering specifically to a platform like the Wii with a much separate design than we'd done in the previous 2 or 3 attempts with something like Nitro that's very specifically designed for the Wii, and then free us up really to create an authentic racing game for next-gen consoles. And that really allows us to relinquish control of Wii development, PC, online, massively multiplayer development to those teams separately, focus down with SMS on the Shift, deliver a great authentic racing experience that still is carrying all the tenets of Need for Speed, but is very much original, new, and fresh in a segment of the market that we knew we wanted to hit. And that authentic racing segment is very important for a huge spectrum of our fans. So we wanted to cater to their interests, cater to the next-gen technology, and really deliver something new and fresh for Need for Speed.
Is it true that this Need for Speed has been in development for a longer time than what's usually like a 1-year cycle?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Slightly Mad Studios had been working on their tech engine for several years, I'm under the impression. And so, you know, coupled that with the pre-production process, the collaboration with Patrick Soderlund to really carve out what the true driver experience meant to a real race car driver, and then to build a game around that, to build a career experience. It's been about the last 18 months. So, you know, all told, this game has been in the works with Slightly Mad for some time.
The driver profile is something that really sets the game apart from other racing games. Could you go into detail what that will mean for the player?
Right, well, it's really just an extension of the player as a driver. I mean, for the first time in Need for Speed, we have a fully articulated 3D model in the car. We have a dynamic camera system that's portraying the effects of G-load on the driver. And so with all that in mind, we thought a player card, which is really an ode to great games like Battlefield, and the community element of building upon your progress in your career, progress in the game, progress you as a persona in the game, even if you're not competing in any one or another area. So even if you're a quick race player, you're still building a player card. And we thought that was really cool about our first-person shooter games that we love to play, that even if you're not in a game, if you're not great at the game, if you're not #1 in the leaderboards worldwide, you still have a player card that represents who you are and what your accomplishments are. And so through a myriad of reward mechanics, badging systems, and obviously just win-loss record and driver level, you see what the accomplishments are of the player at any level. And that player progresses in the game regardless of what place they're finishing in a race. They're progressing their persona. And so we thought that was just a kind of a new dimension to racing. Racing has always been about racing, fastest time, first place finish before you can progress. And that really becomes a grind with simulation games. They become sterile, they become the stop and restart stigma of I need to nail that first corner, get out ahead of the perfect AI. And that's not a fun experience for us. And what SMS and the design behind Shift was really to mask that grind. Because in the end, every video game is a grind, every experience is a grind to get from point A to point B or to the end point. But the player card, the driver profile, the reward systems, and really just that dampening of the experience that allows us to reward the player on many levels without requiring them to hit that first place finish every time, to be the fastest racer on the track. We really wanted to build an AI system that complemented that, and again, a multiple personality set that runs through that shows the AI make mistakes, gives the player chances, as well as competes with the player at the level that they're at. And so all those things kind of roll up into the driver profile to create kind of a new career experience for Need for Speed and the racing genre.
Has that been a big challenge to sort of merge the Need for Speed fans with new, more simulation style racing?
Absolutely, and you know, it's really something. It's a craft in our career experience. It's a craft in taking a very authentic racing engine that's built upon a real force physics simulator like the Slightly Mad engine is, and really finding a way to handhold a player that may not have the skills or the equipment, especially in a very simplified gamepad control device. You have a very powerful physics engine and a very mundane control device. So for the most part, the mass market plays with a gamepad, and you have to find a way to make that a really assistive device. You can't expect players to have full control of an 800 horsepower car on the pull of a tiny trigger. So you've really got to find a way to handhold them through that, levels of assists, levels of instruction. Much slower cars to begin with is one of the instruments that you would use for that. Put them in front wheel drive, you know, lower end cars, but ramp that up as the career progresses, as their skills progress. Certainly for people that use wheels, clutch support, 6-speed gearboxes, all that stuff is in there. So it's just an example of how you have to try to balance to hit that most common denominator with also that most advanced skilled equipment and skilled player.
So is the game all done now, or?
Just about, yeah. Certainly we're showing pretty final code here, both PC on the floor with full motion support and triple head monitor support and network play for the first time, and certainly here on Xbox. So yeah, September 17th ship here in Europe, I believe, and that's pretty much the cap on this one.